what? What now? Are you in shock? Y'all know I had to jump on here. I hope the day is treating you well. I know it's early in it, and I'm going to encourage you to get out and enjoy it. We have Christmas parades this weekend if you're here in the Low Country to celebrate. Yes, I am in shock. I'm in shock about the justices, the Supreme Court, out to lunch, turning down the Texas 2020 election case. If you've been listening to the Kelly Golden Show, we've had attorneys general on, not just from South Carolina, but also Texas's attorney general, who we're going to hear from here in a minute, who has been trying to manage our expectations. So if you were listening, you would have heard them warning us that this case may never even be heard for lack of evidence is why it wasn't heard. May I publicly say to Justices Alito and Clarence Thomas, thank you for being patriots and dissenting on this. Disappointed. I could say many things, and I will coming up on Monday about the others. But I want to quickly go through a few things here for you because y'all know me, hopefully by now. And if you're just tuning in, come on back and find me on whatever platform you're usually on, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yes, I'm on, let's see, what is the latest that I'm on? Parler, The Kelly Golden Show. Check it out. YouTube, The Kelly Golden Show. So wherever you are, hit and follow because I'm going to continue with some encouraging messages because people keep saying, where do we go from here? Where we go from here is the court cases that remain nearly in every swing state that we're concerned about right now. Because we're going to work through the courts. If you want to know now what, it's working through the courts and continuing to fight for justice. And that includes literally patriots in the streets right now in DC. And we're going to be heading there coming up at 11 o'clock with the first appearance that I know of publicly of General Flynn, who's going to be speaking at the National Mall. I will be in DC coming up next weekend. I've been waiting to find out what was going to happen with Wreaths Across America Day. And this is the first opportunity for me to be able to go and put a wreath on our father's new headstone there. And that was very important to me. And unfortunately, I can't be in DC every weekend. I was just in Georgia this past weekend. So I know we have a lot of patriots on the ground that we're hoping to hook up with who are there right now as we speak. So be sure to come back here at 11, wherever you're watching. Give me a like and a follow. I certainly appreciate it. I should definitely, let's see here, throw your comments up and hope everybody can hear me okay. I appreciate that, Brian. How are you? Brian said, looking fabulous this morning. You can't see me from this part down though, Brian. I'm just kidding. I am wearing pants, not pajama pants either. All right. So first up here, I'm going to try to quickly get through this. So like I said, everybody, I understand your time is important. All of our time is important. It's flying by. If 2020 has taught us anything, it is most definitely that. So I'm going to share my screen here. As I mentioned, the Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, was on the Kelly Golden Show the day this decision came down from the Supremes. And I want to play for you when I had him run through the scenarios of what could happen. And he let us know in the full podcast. You can check wherever you get podcasts. Take a listen. Hopefully. That was interesting. Ken Paxton joining us live on 94.3 WSC.
I just want to say, look, this is, I think, one of the most important cases of our lifetime because it fundamentally is going to address issues that will determine how we live the rest of our lives and whether we have elections
Y'all bear with as it buffers.
that people believe in. And if we fail this test, I fear that our democracy will not be like the democracy the founders set up. We will be like other countries where the election results are laughed at.
Agreed. Hold the line. A better version of that and probably something like a 12 or 15-minute version of that is available wherever you get your podcasts, including the iHeartRadio app, y'all. I know there's a lot of buffering going on here, and I tell you, I thought I had a decent internet signal. Lord knows what is happening when you broadcast on these things nowadays. With this tech tyranny, I just don't know what to believe. I know that sounds conspiratorial, but the interview with Ken is very compelling. So I would suggest to you to definitely check out wherever you get podcasts. Be sure to follow the Kelly Golden Show podcast. It's everywhere. In fact, I implore you to go and hit a spin, play, love to get you to hit play on one of my podcasts, because frankly, I'm approaching 100,000 spins at this point, and I really would love by the end of this month in 2020 to get 100,000 spins. And I don't know of any time in my entire career where we need to stick together when it comes to conservative content. And frankly, just the truth. I'm just putting out factual, actual information here, y'all, that you're not really getting a whole lot of other places. So up next is to Michigan and the Dominion voting machines. So the glitches. So last night we had on Newspack Max, I think it was with Greg Kelly, a very interesting attorney who's been on this from the beginning, representing you and me, we the people, much like Sidney Wonder Woman Powell. And let me scroll down for his name here. Let's see, what is his name? Now, remember in Michigan is where the judge threw out Sidney Powell's case, speaking of the Kraken, claiming that massive corruption in the election process in the state. And I just don't understand this judge thinking that, tens of thousands of ballots in the counting area with no Republicans present is entirely fine. But anyway, Powell has suggested she's going to forward this to the U.S. Supreme Court. So when I say that there are still court cases in nearly every swing state of concern out there, if you keep wanting to know what's next, well, these are all still out there. All right. I know that our focus, like moth to flame, was to Texas because it was quicker answer. But the attorney's name is Matthew DePerno. He went on Greg Kelly, as I mentioned, with Newsmax. And the information that he shared, y'all, was explosive. It wasn't a glitch. He says, absolutely not. And we have the evidence to prove it. Yeah, he actually talks about how they have USB drives and so on. Take a listen.
That's a lie. It didn't happen by human error. It happened through a computer program called Dominion Voting System. And through our lawsuit, we were able to get access to the Dominion Voting System program. And my team went in on last Sunday and we took forensic images of that computer system, 16 CF data cards, 16 thumb drives, and we got a forensic image of the actual tabulation machine in the Antrim County Clerk's office. And my team has been running analysis through that forensic image since Sunday.
All right. So where does this go? You're
this
just
is
one
key.
county.
Take a listen.
It looks like they've already recognized an error. I mean, whether they lied about it or not, Donald Trump won the county. Where do we go from here? Where do you go from there? Other counties involved? Do you think this was widespread?
That's a lie. It didn't happen by human error. It happened through a computer program called Dominion Voting System.
All right, so here's what you need to know about that. It sounds like it got cut off there, and it's very important and key. So what does this attorney say when Greg Kelly asked, well, this is just one, we've already seen and heard this before, right? Oh, well, this is just one county in one state. This is interesting to me because so many people on the left would say, there's no this, there's no that, there's no there. There's plenty of there. There's literally, here is your evidence.com or something. I don't know if y'all have seen that yet. But the attorney goes on to say that they've petitioned the head of Michigan's, I want to say, I don't know if it's the Senate, to call. So in each of these swing states, this could potentially happen and may really be the next course of action. To where their legislators put up electors, even if it's an extra set of electors, to cast votes, maybe even come Monday. I mean, there's a lot going on here, y'all. It's not just Michigan, it's Nevada, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Pennsylvania. I mean, Rudy Giuliani has a case that he plans to take to the Supreme Court. That's coupled with a few congressmen in Pennsylvania. They still have a case at the U.S. Supreme Court. I know a lot of people aren't talking about all these. This is where they're arguing how absentee ballots were processed in the state was unconstitutional. In Arizona, that's an RNC case. Both have cases, Sidney Powell and the RNC in Arizona, that they're sending this to the Supreme Court. I know it feels like time is running out. I just want you to know what's still on the table when you ask what's next. What's next is we continue to fight, and we cannot lose focus on Georgia, where if we're talking about cases that are still pending out there, Lynn Wood's case is now at the Supreme Court. Remember, Sidney Powell in Georgia, she had her case thrown out in Georgia, and she planned to bring that to the Supreme Court. So to be continued on this, the president has not conceded. And today we continue to fight on, march on, quite literally in the streets of DC, as I said, as we speak. That includes including General Flynn. I speak so quickly here. Coming up at 11 a.m. on the National Mall. I hope to rejoin you with that. Just wanted to pop on real quickly here, y'all, to encourage you to do like I'm going to do today. All right. I'm going to strap on some of my patriotism here, all the way down to my socks, my star-spangled awesome socks. And I'm going to walk proudly today with the rest of my Patriots in DC and my Betsy Ross sneakers. Look at that. So lovingly made for me by one of my fans, Dane. These things need to be washed. But anyway, I'm going to walk with some pride in knowing that we still live in the, freest country on earth, and that's not going to change. So we're headed to the streets of DC coming up. Do not lose focus that Georgia needs to remain red. scgop.com/Georgia. I'll see y'all soon. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it each and every time. And I can't tell you enough. If you want to show your support, like, share, follow. Y'all have a great day. Red goes with everything. So strap on something patriotic in red today and get out there and enjoy it.